focus on eating. Get your meal. You silly kitties. Hey, sorry I had to mute for a bit. Anyone still here? Hey, Alvi. Hello. Or did Alvi leave because there's no waifus? How's the update treating me so far? I like the update, but it's not giving me anything. Getting nothing. That's why I've got some other games lined up if this starts to... This starts to make me chrono-triggered. Getting no drops whatsoever. I've run this like multiple times today and I've gotten basically nothing. I really want to make a video about this to promote the update, but you know, it kind of has to drop something first, and it's not wanting to do that. So I'll give this another couple tries. Provided I'm able to keep clearing, I'll keep playing this, but I got some other roguelikes planned. Rogue Prince of Persia on Switch 2? Yeah, I bought that. The port is pretty good. It really doesn't drop frames much, so load times are like really long, but it's like that on the PC version too, so I don't know if you can really... I don't know if you can really blame that on the Switch 2. But it runs pretty well. It's nice to know sometimes they actually still put effort into ports. Sometimes, not all the time. It's more like most of the time they don't. But, yeah. It's pretty solid. I might play that tonight. Time and patience permitting. It's gonna be mostly roguelikes tonight. Tomorrow is, Warrior's Abyss, but I'll be working at my neighbor's house and might not do that until I get back. We'll see how things go. I haven't prepared for that at all. There's been too many games, man. But that's on the menu tomorrow. And then probably Zenless Zone Zero will be making a return because they added a cool male character, and you know how I am with male characters. Waifus, it's just not really into. Cool male characters, it helps that he's like a robot martial artist, so that's like ticking all the boxes for me. Kind of shit that I like, so I'm gonna be attempting to get him. I don't know how much of that I will stream, though. That might be something I play in private, or maybe maybe in my stream, my my Illuminati stream that I have, which is the Discord stream. I stream games in there. I don't really play on main. Mostly things I'm not sure about. I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not. It's only 12 days, because I guess the next waifu being added to that game is gonna be a big earnings for them. So I might have to put more effort into that for the next few days. We'll see. I don't remember when I stopped playing that game. I quit the game cold turkey because I wasn't playing it much and I had too many other expenses. But I came back because I saw that martial arts guy, and he's also like the most complex character in the game to play. You know how much I love my technical characters. They're really trying to get me back with that update, with that character. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of money to give them. Definitely not a rich top 1% content creator, but I will donate if needed. As much as people complain about no male characters, they don't show up when one actually gets added, so I want to break the mold. Some of those lolly-looking waifus they added, really, not my kind of thing at all, but cool male characters? Yeah, I'll spend on that. I'm a big male character simp. I get tired of seeing the waifus after a while. Like, I like cool male characters. I think it's good that they're expanding their horizons a little bit. I saw that new lolly that's coming to that game that literally does like the Roadrunner run animation. I'm like, what the hell is this, man? They're capable of making cool characters, but I guess lolly waifus make a lot of money. I don't think this male character is gonna make any money at all. He's got two things going against him. He's sandwiched between two very good characters. And then, like, also it's only like 12 days, so most people are going to save up for the next character, who is both busted and a waifu, so that's obvious advantage. But he looks awesome. I hope I can get him with very limited resources. Yeah, the update's good, it just hasn't been dropping anything. My luck in this game has been extremely bad. It's been giving me, essentially nothing this whole time. Let's see here. Let's save up for a food item, because the food might help, depending on which boss I get. Please give me a legendary gem so I can make this video. Being gatekept by this game's RNG. I can't make the video until it drops one, because I don't even know how it works yet. It's not one to drop, man. Terabad RNG. I do really like this game, though. It's one of the best games I played this year by far. At least roguelike-wise, this is one of the best ones. This, Warrior's Abyss, let's see. I'll show you guys my Steam replay after I'm done. You can see what I played and the stats and everything. Everybody loves statistics. You got a good amount of money here. Really shit artifacts this run. I don't know if this will clear, to be honest. It's really unsure. I don't really need gold gain. I need you to drop something good. Well, cooldown's alright, I guess. What are these offerings? What are these offerings, game? You're trolling me real hard. It'd be like the worst stuff. I don't want any of this. I don't want any of it. Come on. RNG is terabad. I'm just getting absolutely nothing. Well, I don't really need money anymore. RNG is something else. Straight garbage. Every single thing I'm getting is trash. I don't know if I'll be able to burst down the boss. It's looking like a no. There's stats increase in here. This build could probably easily beat the max campaign difficulty, but it's gonna scale up a lot. I tried to do 20. I tried to do ripped 20, but I just didn't have any damage on the boss. This mode has a mobile game timer, so winning with skill is kind of out the window. Which, I mean, is fine, in my opinion, because the bosses in this game are pretty well designed. And if you could just, like, kite them to death in this mode, it would kind of be pointless. So, I think I'm fine with it. These guys are, like, significantly better at making bosses than most roguelike developers in the business right now. They feel like you can actually kill them. Let's see here. Well, none of this is really going to help. It's pretty bunk. But yeah, the boss fights in this game are pretty good. They feel like they're fairly made, and you can actually kill them without taking damage with the shit gear. But there's two problems with that. I'm rusty at the game. I haven't played in a few months, and then also oh, I pushed the R1 button, man. That's such bullshit. I heard myself push it. My character didn't do it. That's so dumb. I pushed the button. I heard myself push it. Character didn't do it. That's so annoying. I hate that boss. I wish it would keep giving me the spider. So fucking annoying, man. If he does the melee attacks, he's a lot easier to burst him down quick, but he was refusing to do it. I just want a legendary gem, man. That's the only thing I want. It's not wanting to drop it. It's giving me the worst shit possible. I bet that one was the seed where it actually would have given me something. It's my fault. I really should have, I should have probably went down and dashed through one and tried to put the barrier up, but since I didn't have the barrier, I got one shot. If you don't have your barrier, if you don't have your barrier, you pretty much get one shot, because they actually want you to interact with the gear system instead of, beating them. You know, no damage. I've no damaged every boss in this game, like, multiple times, but a lot of that was during early access. You have a minute timer to kill them, so you need to have damage. they want you to burst them down, which makes sense. I'm fine with it because the boss fights in this game are pretty good. That boss, Buchalu, is actually like probably the worst boss in the game. He's the one bad boss because essentially if he does that mud demon fang and you're right next to him, you'll die every time. Unless you have insane health, you'll die every single time. So, getting him in this mode is kind of not something you want. You can burst him down, but it really depends on what RNG you get, what he decides to do. If he gives you a good pattern, you can burst him down, but it might actually be time to start like resetting this until it gives me a good build, because that build was terrible. I basically got nothing the entire time. Gave me straight garbage. I don't know if it's worth continuing shit runs in this. The only thing that matters is beating the boss. I'm hoping it gives me the spider this time, because the spider is the easiest boss. Especially with this character's crazy Muso hitboxes. You can do a lot of damage while he's trying to hit you. That really sucks, man. I just needed to cast the barrier. I needed to keep the barrier up, and I think I probably could have killed him, but the time was pretty tight. I wasn't doing much damage. Can't believe how many times I've cleared this today, and I haven't gotten a single gem. Feels like you kind of need those to get farther in here. So, it really sucks that it's not giving me anything. And then also my success rate on clearing is pretty low, which isn't helping. But it's only a 10% drop, 10% chance, so... Advanced artifact. Alright, give me something good, please. This is not advanced. This is garbage. I do not want that. Troll-ass game, I swear. This is gonna be the one that clears. This will be the winning run that's gonna drop a normal Rift Gem, which is useless. White items in this game are completely useless. They pretty much always are. As soon as you get to the first boss, they're useless. First 10 minutes of the game, they are useless. You want legendaries. I don't even know why they even have normal Rift Gems. It's kind of like the game just flipping you off, giving you that. It only has one affix on it, and the affix rate on it is, the value on it is very low, so it's not even a good stat stick. I'm hoping that this one can clear, but this start is pretty dire. This is complete shit. Did Larian actually use AI? Where is that coming from? Did they actually use AI for that guy burning at the stake? That's really dumb if true. I hope that's not true. That sounds really stupid. Did they actually do that? I can't wait for that bubble to burst, man. It's gonna make gaming on PC, like, so much harder. Wasn't even a good trailer. If they used AI on that, it's hilarious because it wasn't even a good trailer. There's no gameplay. It's also very uncomfortable to look at. They can't even make that themselves. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Complain about a lack of talent and then do stuff like that. It's like, well, you're not encouraging people to stay in the game industry with all the layoffs and trying to replace people with AI. RAM's supposed to like triple in price very soon because all the companies want to make more AI slop. That's not going to be fun, trust me. that's gonna be really bad. That is not a good thing. Gaming on PC is already expensive as it is. Can you give me something to work with here, please? Anything. I'll take that. I think that's elements, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, we're gonna go for elements, I think. It's not what I want, though. I want the increased artifact rating. I don't want that. Oh. Well. Which one is better? That gives three aggression. I actually think this is better, ironically, because that's a damage bonus. Get an extra jolted. one more wave after this, so definitely gonna hope I get a good food item if I even make it that far. This is kind of not the room you want. This is the hardest to control room in the game, basically. So they're all rooms from the main roguelike campaign mode. I'm gonna need you guys to start dying real quick. I hate this room. It's out of hand real quick. I think it's gonna be Romazog this time. That's not good. I barely made any money. Ah, fuck. One short. Well, this run is pretty much cooked already. Shit build. Shit build. Made no money. There's one more attempt. They don't have any survivability either. Might actually be more efficient to just reset on this until you get a good start. I'm thinking it might be one of those reset-heavy modes. Treat it like Isaac. When they speedrun Isaac, they reset until they get an item that they want. That's probably what this is going to devolve into until you get a good build, but you can't get a good build until you clear. And when you clear, there's no guarantee you actually get anything good. That was close. Alright, let's go for a food item. Want any of this. This is all shit. Bad food offerings too. Deli's got no offerings tonight. Slim pickings. Alright, well, build is okay, I guess. But it's gonna be Romazog, and he has a very high chance of one-shotting. Careful. Oh, you bitch! That bullshit hitbox. Please give me the spider. That's so stupid, like, even with the barrier up, I still got one shot. That's so unfair. I really wish this was not an auto-scroller. That is my biggest criticism of this. I hate auto-scrollers. I want to actually be able to clear at my own pace, not stand around and wait. I wish it was just not an auto-scroller, meaning I can actually control how fast I clear. That's such bullshit, man. Yeah, their stats in here are massively inflated. It's to make you, force you to use the builds instead of playing with skill, which normally I would complain about something like that, but, the bosses in this game are actually quite well designed, so if they didn't have the mobile game timer and they didn't increase their stats, there would be no reason to do it. This is one of those times where the stat bloat is actually needed, because there are a couple unfair attacks in this game. Mostly what happened there was I thought that I was clear of it, but I wasn't. But yeah, their stats keep going up. The stats that I have right now, I mean, I basically could have killed him, like, instantly in the main mode, but because their stats are bloated so much, that didn't happen. I'm thinking I might just reset until I get a good start here. It actually does help quite a bit. But yeah, if I hadn't gotten one shot, he basically was gonna go down and go into his second phase. I could have easily gotten behind him and killed him. But yeah, drop rates are a little bit too low, and then also I feel like they do a little bit too much damage. I feel like they should do less damage. They should do less damage if the only thing that matters is killing the boss. That'd be my main criticism of this mode. I'm all for, like, forcing you to play the game and, you know, not just brute force through things, but the fact that this is an auto-scroller and you get all the way to the end and then die from stupid stuff like that and you don't have anything to show for it is immensely frustrating. It shouldn't be that way. I just dislike auto-scrollers in general. They're always, like, the worst thing in games, in my opinion. Unless it's a shmup. Shmups are, like, the only okay auto-scrollers. Definitely enjoy more when it's a challenge and, like, I can actually get back to where I was quick. But this is basically an auto. It's kind of like a shmup-style auto-scroller where you can, like, increase the speed a little bit, but it's mostly just how quickly you kill bosses. You kill the boss is the only thing that you can control, and then, like, making your decisions quickly at the end of a wave is it. Everything else about it is an auto-scroller. I really wish they had not designed it like that, because it's pretty dumb. People get a lot less frustrated when you can get back to where you are quick, but, that's not how this is set up. Not at all. It's just weird having them be able to one-shot you and then, like, also have a mobile game timer, which essentially means you need damage. That's kind of the problem with this mode. Well, I've been playing it for a couple hours now, is that it's encouraging you to burst them down, but you only have like a minute to kill them. And you make one mistake and you don't have a barrier up, you're dead. It feels kind of unbalanced currently. And if you get bad RNG, you're just like not making any progress, even if you do clear. I imagine you can snowball up like really high. You get a bunch of like damage reduction and just the ability to burst things down quicker, but it's RNG. It's RNG and skill. It's both. It's not one or the other. Please give me something good, because I've been suffering too much. Straight trash, man. Not sure if, like, even taking armor decreases even matters. Doesn't seem to really make much of a difference. I don't know, it's a hard thing to balance. It's hard to balance when the bosses are actually designed well and they're not, you know, bad bosses, but then you have to, like, make it challenging somehow. Because I've fought these bosses countless times. So, they went with a mobile game timer and then basically making them one-shot you. There's definitely some builds that would prevent that, but until I get the gem, I mean, it's just not something that's going to happen. Might be maybe do like 3 clears of this stream and then just play something else, because I'm starting to get pretty Chrono Trigger playing this. That last death felt really bullshit. I can tell this basically is going to be like Diablo Rifts, where power can spike insanely high, but, you know, it just takes that one drop. But it's good that the game has chase items. Alright, please give me something not completely unusable. Take the money, I guess. I'm not sure if, like, the invincibility duration even means anything. I mean, it basically means that you can get to the end of the run more consistently. Other than that, it's useless. Gotta pray I get the spider. Spider is the most consistent. He's very easy to no damage, easier than the other ones. Slots do I have left? 3. Something good that synergizes, please. Oh, that kind of have to take that by default. That's actually decent. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and say. Let's hope that this can clear. Happily take my junk item. Advanced artifact. Satiation doesn't really do anything on this mode. Essentially just gives you the illusion of survivability. It doesn't actually help. Increased crit chance. Yeah, that's probably the best thing to take. maximum barrier might actually do something. It might actually help. Get your barrier high, I guess you could essentially, maybe take a little bit before you get more survivability. Might have to rejoin their publisher Discord and steal some builds. You could probably make some really busted stuff. I mean, the build potential now is basically unlimited. You could make whatever you want, provided it drops. Cleared enough times to have gotten one, but Buns RNG is not dropping anything. Music is like stacking right now. Very annoying. Get a food item here. Anything that helps me not wipe to the boss. Boss is going to be the chapel boss, I think. So, not ideal. Spider is ideal. Highest success rates. He also leaves himself vulnerable a lot, so your damage is not good. The mobile game timer shouldn't matter. A lot of health, buddy. Healthy boy. Food item. Movement speed. Thanks, game. You shouldn't have. Complete shit, man. Alright, well that should give a significant damage boost. Last area. Wonder if that does anything. I never take that. cooldown is way too long. Fiscal year cooldown. None of this is any good either. Alright. Well, let's see what happens. I barely remember this boss. Oh, bullshit. No damage. I'm starting to get really sick of this game. I give them, like, way too much health. Essentially, when that timer goes down... The timer goes down, they summon ads. Everything just one-shots you. Feels a little bit too artificial. That's so dumb, man. It just won't give me the spider. I think I might just need to turn off this music. It's starting to get on my nerves. I'm gonna give this one more try. One more try. I had, like, no damage at all. I just could not kill him quick. I think I'm probably just gonna turn off the music. It's all messed up anyway. Let's do this. Alright. Let's put some music on. I'm starting to really lose patience. I get that far and the boss just decides to just one-shot me. Alright. I'll give this one more try. You see why you need damage. I could not do enough damage, and I had the boss under control, but then he spawned ads, so there was nothing I could do. Alright, this is the spider, so I think I'll take this one. No more resets. Not such garbage, though, man. I got cheated really hard. Why it's not worth doing a higher difficulty until you actually get a build, because it's just going through an auto-scroller and then getting one shot and repeating. It takes like 15 minutes to get back there, so you're getting 4 attempts an hour, roughly. You want to make sure that they clear. I might have to just, like, knock it down, but I feel like 10% for a drop is already, like, not much, so... I don't know if knocking it down is really going to help. 10% in these kind of games is not much. compared to like a gacha where you're doing like 10 pulls. But like 2% in a gacha is actually not bad. But in a game like this where it takes 15 minutes to pull once, you definitely want your consistency to be up, otherwise you're just wasting time. No, this is not this is from DFO, the Draconian Tower. I got like one more run in me. I think I'm gonna switch games because I'm starting to get chrono triggered. It's nice that the build stuff actually matters, but I think they could do with lowering their stats a little bit. I've got some other games lined up tonight. If this goes south, we'll just play something else. There's a Windblown update. There's Rogue Prince of Persia. Starfire got Nunchaku added, so that's probably the next game after this. Most likely. If I actually get something from this run and it clears, I will continue playing this, otherwise it's probably going to go on break for tonight. So I'm really not making any progress whatsoever. It's like the 10% less damage stuff doesn't even matter, because you just get one shot. I think they tried to push it too hard in the direction of wanting you to engage with the build mechanics, but then like having them one-shot you at the end of an auto-scroller is not fun either. They need to find a better balance. Give me like one-shot protection or something at least. It's like the potions don't matter. I'm sure like most build-based games though, that stuff just goes away after a while, but I don't know. Getting one shot after an auto-scroller is just not fun, which is something that's plagued auto-scrollers for decades. They'll put like a instant death trap in a 5-minute auto-scroller. The checkpoint sends you all the way back. Like, that is more frustrating than any Souls-like. Souls-likes understand you should be able to kill them as quick as they kill you, which is what helps makes those games even remotely playable. But auto-scrollers can be really killer. Gradius is guilty of this as well. Gradius Syndrome. Gradius Syndrome is like the final boss of auto-scroller frustration. Because you die, you lose everything, to the point where it's not even worth continuing. This is, I would say this is kind of like Gradius Syndrome in a way. It's like it doesn't matter how far you get. Doesn't matter how far you get. If the boss one-shots you, I mean, there's no coming back from that. You got to do this auto-scroller again. It's the opposite problem of solo leveling. Solo leveling was killing trash mobs like this was more efficient. There was no reason to kill bosses because the drop tables were all messed up. This game, the drop tables actually are quite good. You're always given a guaranteed legendary, even in the main mode. It's just, I feel like their attack stats are way too high. They should at least lower them for like the first 20 floors so that you can actually get a build going. Because that mobile game timer, I mean, if everything just one-shots you, and he summons like, the boss summons like 5 ads, I mean, there's nothing you can do. Damage reduction doesn't mean anything. But they did say that this was supposed to be pre-season, so I guess they want to iron out stuff like that that feels unfair and artificial. It's interesting because like they wanted this to be more replayable and take less time than a main game run, but the auto-scrolling kind of makes that go out of the window. Like... Let's see if this one can clear. To get like one legendary gem, my survivability is going to go through the roof. It's not wanting to drop it. Kind of left their Discord because they pinged too much, and it wasn't like the actual developers, it was a publisher Discord. They kept spamming giveaways and shit, and I'm just like not interested. It's the only game they make that I care about, but I definitely don't like when game doesn't have its actual own Discord. It's like redirected to a publisher. I guess with the language barrier, because this game is Korean made, it helps, but I don't know. They spammed way too much in there. I got tired of it. Most of these other roguelikes I play, they have like an exclusive server. They can just get in touch with the developers directly, but I would imagine their ability to read multiple languages is probably low, which is why, but I'm gonna have to go back in there. I can tell this mode would be like really fun once you get a build going, but the drop rate and the one-shots really make it not fun. Some of the people that got far probably got lucky. Not saying that they're not skilled, but with the stat bloat, you definitely need damage as much as skill. I have not been lucky. very good so far. I don't think it's going to be the spider. I think it's going to be, I don't remember the guy's name. The night guy. That's not good. His damage is not good. I think if this one wipes, I'm just going to go ahead and lower the difficulty. I just don't have the damage. I don't have the damage or the survivability. And the in-run RNG, the artifacts and stuff have been complete shit. Haven't had a good build since that first one. That first clear was really good. The rest of these builds have been terrible. Matters way more than it should, I think. Let's see here. We got good money at least. Soul gems are kind of useless. Potions are kind of useless too, actually. Potions are kind of useless. I'm not destroying artifacts, I'm gonna go ahead and take that. 5 Fury's not bad. That might push it over the edge slightly. Food item this time. Oh no, locked and hit stuff. Yep, this is not going to clear. This is not clearing. No way this is clearing. Another failed auto-scroller. Especially because I didn't get the spider. It's not wanting to give me the spider anymore. I guess they're also trying to make you not just build damage. Yeah, there's no way this can clear. just one slash. That's so stupid. Just straight through the barrier. Just one shot. That's so frustrating. I can understand giving them more health, but they should not be able to one-shot you. Should at least be, like, one-shot protection, so that doesn't happen. I basically got nothing for that. 10 minutes of gameplay. There's nothing. I feel like your enjoyment of this mode is greatly going to depend on how quickly you get something. It's basically a gacha with no pity is what this is. There's no pity system. And it's obviously a lot harder to play this for 10 minutes than it is to swipe. So this is going to be the last run for real. I'm not doing another one after this. The amount of health they have is really stupid compared to how much damage their like stat blow that they get. Attack stat is way too high. Sucks, man. An hour of this, I only cleared once, and he didn't drop like jack shit. feel like you should be able to use the meta currency to like increase the rate or give you a buff or something to prevent people from not wanting to play this, because it's got auto scroller, Gradius syndrome, and then 10% rate at best. Very tempted to go download a trainer. I've gotten screwed over so much. It's like, even if that guy hadn't one-shot me, I don't think I could have killed him in time. Just did not have any damage. Let's see if this is more consistent. Probably knock it down to like 7. Maximum resource doesn't help me at all. Neither does this. The defense stuff matters. It's actually very Neo 1 coded, where everything just one-shot you past a certain point. So equipping anything for survivability was pointless. The only viable build was being a glass cannon. That's kind of how this is right now. Like, normally games want you to take survivability. In this game, this mode right now, at least until you get a build started, there is no reason to take anything but damage. None of the survivability stuff that's in this game scales to how much damage they do. Maybe if you get like damage reduction cap, you can actually make like one mistake. Actual good drop. So they do exist. Satiation is pointless to take because you just get one shot. It's definitely one of those things where increasing the enemy damage so much like actually hurts the balancing a lot because it basically makes it so anything that's not damage is useless. You can't take anything that doesn't give you more damage. Well, it's gonna be Buchalu apparently, so get attached. Hopefully, he won't one-shot at least. His damage is kind of pitiful. Mysterious Arm Soma playing. Who knows what Tails game that last couple seconds were from? Not a very popular one. To give you a hint, that part of the song is from Mysterious Arm Soma. Hopefully the next remaster. Battle Organization Rebirth battle theme. Still gotta go back and finish that playthrough, but Steam Deck shitting the bed kind of killed that idea. I'll get that fixed someday, but money is a problem. Actually, when they localized this game, you couldn't even play the game that music was from. A random character shows up. No references at all. Hopefully the remastered project will put a stop to that. Oh! Well, there it is. Nice. Well, this wasn't completely fruitless then. Thank goodness, man. I'm starting to lose my mind. Yeah, I think clearing on a lower difficulty is probably the way to go for now. Yeah, I don't play it much on the channel, but I am a pretty big Castlevania fan. But definitely more of the Metroidvanias than classics. I've beaten most of the classic games, but the Metroidvanias I prefer. Alright, well that's a pretty significant upgrade. I don't know if I want to go back in or play something else. Not quite sure. But yeah, basically you can take any legendary and put it on a Rift Gem. So it essentially means that you have 5 extra slots that you can use for legendaries, and the amount of builds you can make is crazy. From the Jetman game on NES. I'm gonna miss Super Sentai, man. I'm still not over that. Still not over that announcement that this is the last season. It's been running for 50 years, non-stop. Kamen Rider took like a 10-11 year break, minus the movies. But Super Sentai has never been off the air. So it's a pretty big deal. It's the equivalent of The Simpsons going off the air. It's Japan's version of The Simpsons going off the air, pretty much. But it means that we'll get simulcasts, so no more having to go torrent it like old anime. really sad. I don't like the soundtrack in the new Night Striker. This seems like such a major downgrade. They didn't do like Yamaha 2612 like this. It's like an orchestral soundtrack and very unfitting. I guess it's easier to find somebody that can do that than a chiptune artist. But yeah, that turned me off buying that game. It looked good. I mean, for a retro revival, it looked pretty good. But man, the music took me out of it entirely. I really don't know why they made that decision. No, it's hard to top Zuntata, but still. At least try. The music in the Night Striker Gear game is just doesn't hit anywhere near as hard. Surprised they didn't sell like an alternate OST. Try to fix the problem that way. A hard time getting into a shmup if I don't like the music. Major buzzkill. soundtrack right here. He knows what this is from. How scrimblow bimblow are you? I know where this is from. It's not a game released in America. Yeah, but which game is it, Alvi? Don't leave me hanging. You know what this is from. Hiroyuki Watsuki joint and Haruo Ohashi. Some of the most underrated golden era game musicians by far. They do not get anywhere near the recognition for the stuff they put out in the SNES era. They put out incredible music. You don't really see them get as much recognition as like Koshiro and Sakuraba, all those other ones. Their output on the SNES was really good. A lot of really good tracks from both of them. Although I have to say, Ninja Warriors once again had the Night Striker gear problem where I just didn't care for the remixes at all. The rearranged, I don't know. It didn't hit hard. It didn't hit as hard without the SNES sound font. It's like not bad music at all. I just felt like their mastery of the SNES sound chip was just unmatched. And getting rid of that kind of, they're still good compositions, but that's kind of the problem with Night Striker gear. Just trying to compete with Zuntata already is like an impossible task, but then you don't do chip tunes. You don't get the 2612 out, and that nerfs it a lot. It's unfortunate. It's not an easy thing to match, but I think they should have at least tried. The fact that they didn't is kind of a bummer. I heard the Night Striker Gear soundtrack, and I'm like, what is this, man? Alright, somebody's got to know what this is from. This is a pretty popular game. Very popular game, actually. In the mid-90s. 95 to be exact. Alexander Brandon jamming hard with this. don't really like this game's music. It's too, Dragon is Dead soundtrack is way too mundane. It just kind of just drones on. I think the town music is pretty good and the title screen theme, but like when you're actually in a map like this, the music just doesn't hit very hard. It's way too calm for what's going on. I get they want it to be like somber, kind of like a Souls game, but I don't know. This is like so much faster paced than a Souls game, so the music just doesn't fit. That's probably the thing I don't like about this game the most is soundtrack. It's kind of just drones on. Good track right here. Well, decent session on this. No mythic gems, one legendary gem, but I definitely noticed the damage has gone up quite a bit, so that's pretty good. Next run will probably be the last run of this for tonight. It should give me the 4th Rift Gem slot, so I think we'll do one more. I'll either switch games or turn off the stream. Alright, well, that run had promise, but he did his tantrum stomp and one-shot me, so I think that's enough. Dragon is dead for tonight. Definitely test your patience. It really is Gradius syndrome. Dying in an auto-scroller is like one of the most frustrating things that anyone will ever experience. I definitely think they should lower how much damage the bosses do, because it is not fun. When the whole mob killing part of it doesn't really give you anything. I I don't want to be Chrono Triggered tonight. I got one legendary gem. That's good enough. And the clear is getting pretty consistent. But yeah, as always, it seems like having any survivability in that doesn't matter. Just gets you killed quicker. This really sucks. So anyway, here's the Nunchaku. Base developers. Yeah, look at that. That looks so good. So awesome. Good devs right there. Add something like that to a game. Let's go ahead and try this. Gotta figure out a build. Don't quite know what I'm doing with this weapon yet. I did one run earlier. RNG playing video games today has been not ideal. There's so much junk today, man. I have to play no RNG game to detox. Let's see if I can turn this around. This is not the best start, to be honest with you. Plus, I don't know what I'm doing with this weapon. Good, a bunch of those is always good. I have basically infinite money in this game. I'm just doing those any percent speedrun attempts. Built up a lot of currency. I think I'm gonna go for core. Gonna troll me hard, huh? Gonna troll me hard? Not gonna give me anything? Good start. Very good start. This is turning around quick. Ramping up. Very good. Damn! That's one shot. Very cathartic after all those one-shots on Dragon is Dead tonight. You'd like to see that. It was definitely needed. It was a good idea to play this after that. Like, one shot that many times after an auto-scroller was really pissing me off. There we go. Alright. Yeah, I was getting tired of Dragon is Dead one-shots. Instead of complaining and getting pissed off, I'm just gonna switch games. Probably another couple sessions of that, another couple clears. It'll probably start being fun again, but they made it a little bit too hard to start. Yeah, it just gets frustrating being one-shot. It is the epitome of Gradius syndrome. I think roguelike could reach that levels of frustration with Gradius syndrome, but they managed to do that. Those damn bosses one-shot you, and then put them on a mobile game timer, so kind of want to just be in their face and not wait. That's alright though. Did get a pretty good win tonight. I did get one legendary gem, so that's better than it could be. Yeah, the luck kind of wasn't treating me very well, so I kind of wanted to stop playing that for now. Just getting frustrated for nothing. Drop rate's like only 10%, so that doesn't help things either. Smalding for garbage rates in the first place is not fun. Alright. Alright, so still got some level 4s here to replace. This is my first Nunchaku run, trying to figure out what's good so I can make a video. Stream's basically video progress. Prep time. There's another roguelike getting an update tomorrow, which is Abyss. Abyss gets an update tomorrow. People that like roguelikes, like when I play roguelikes, are eating pretty good this week. I wasn't expecting this to get updated. I did really like this game. It's pretty good. Definitely one of the underrated roguelikes this year, for sure. Just a solid, fun game with decent combat, but also nice pace. Pacing in this game is really good. That's why I was doing speed runs. I did speed runs for this for a few weeks, but there's no community, so I don't know how good my times were. I don't know how good they were. They were good enough for me. Let's see if I can get a rank 4 here. There we go. Alright. Reforge. Still got room for one more. Bad spawns. Spawned at very inopportune places. That sucks. Like how this game isn't afraid to let you be overpowered. It's one of the best things about this game by far. They basically don't even want you to, they don't even want you to fight the bosses. Like, the intended design for this game is to just burst them down like that, which I think is awesome, because there's been so many of these new roguelikes that are, like, terrified to let you be overpowered. You can beat them with skill, but they don't really want you to. The devs of this game basically want you to just burst them down quick. If you're not bursting them down quick, you're not playing properly. That's the design philosophy behind this game, which I think is refreshing compared to a lot of these other games, like that Godbreakers game, where builds are very uninteresting, and it's too hard to have an interesting build. And like, yeah, you know, the combat in that game is better than this, but as a roguelike, it's just not interesting because there's no variety. This game is basically action RPG build crafting in a 20-minute arcade game instead of, you know, a Path of Exile season. It's basically what it is. Instead of it taking hours and hours of playing, you know, in 20 minutes, you get to experience that, which I think is pretty unique. I definitely don't like roguelikes that go out of their way to make it so you can't, like, ever enjoy the power fantasy. This game's like, well, if the boss even gets to spawn on the screen, then you're not playing it properly. You need to make better decisions. This game is basically, the decision-making of a roguelike really just distilled down to, you need to do this for the game to be fun. A lot of these roguelikes, like, you can't let you get too powerful. It's like, well, why? Why not? It all goes away after you beat it. Like, just let me have fun. That's what's really awesome about this game. Not trying to gatekeep the fun. Alright, so I got full stacks here. I'm just gonna go ahead and save that for now. Actually, I probably shouldn't have done that. I should have upgraded everything. Oh, perfect. 2 more cores. Just what I needed. Alright, now this run is popping off. So now I can get 2 more... 2 more rank 4 gems. We're ramping up. Ramping up. I don't think there's any more crafted items to get at this point. I think I got all of them. So now I'm going to go for a crit rate. Try to get max crit just to make this guaranteed to clear. Yeah, there's no more craftable items. I think I got all of them. Let's see here. One more. What do we got here? Alright. Oh, okay. That's cool. Let me re-roll this one. Re-roll the elements. Go for blood. There we go. Alright. 2 blood. 1 lightning. Yeah, re-roll this one to blood too. Alright, there we go. hopefully playing properly. Get the move. This game is so refreshing to play after all these roguelikes where they're terrified of letting you have fun. This game really is. The developer himself said, you know, you're not playing it properly if you're not playing like that. Just one-shot everything. It's great. Should have won the Game Awards. They actually know what makes these kinds of games fun, instead of catfishing you and not letting you do stuff like this. The best right here. I'll be fighting these bosses a trillion times. Just let me have fun. Don't gatekeep my fun. Double trigger. How much crit am I at right now? 78. 78's not great, but I'll take it. If I get to 100, that'd be pretty good. More crit, please. Only 2%. I should have taken that. Oh, 3, never mind. Give me more crit. Crit. Oh, there was one more thing to craft. Excellent. Alright. That should get me to 100 crit. Love it. The best roguelike right here. These guys understand what's actually fun about these games. Not gatekeeping the fun. Very power developers made this game. Dead. Yes. Do your anime power up. It ain't gonna help, bro. That's like a Mega Man X boss fight right there. Takes longer for them to explode than it does for them to die. That's when you know you're playing properly. Good stuff. Devs of this game really understood the assignment. Don't take away my fun in a roguelike. Go ahead and let me one-shot if I make the right decisions. None of this. Attacks do like 2% damage. None of that crap. Like, no. Play right, they are dead. GG's. Peak roguelike right here. Made by people who actually understand the genre. Peak roguelike. Let's go ahead and do endless mode. I wonder how far it can go. I can probably just use the rage attack and burst all of them down. This is a video game right here. This is a video game right here. Ultimate game right here. No cutscenes. Just pure arcade fun. Only all video games can be this powered. I just get one shot? Hey, that's a satisfying end. That was awesome. Yeah, the Nunchaku are pretty cool. You have to build them in a different way. Well, GG's. Look at that thing of beauty right there. You almost never get to use in video games. This game's got martial arts and Nunchaku. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody. It was fun. Go ahead and have a snack and take my meds and go to bed. Pretty fruitful stream. Well, Dragon is Dead didn't go too well, but I think that'll start ramping up soon. Kind of like Starfire there. Just gotta give it another couple sessions. I'll see you guys probably in the morning. If I get to bed early enough, I might hop on in the morning and do more of what I did tonight. See you guys later.